Big Dreamers. Katie Rhines, your registered dietitian, is here. Who's feeling the pressure right now? How are you doing? I just feel like I really want to help somebody out there relieve the pressure that they put on themselves, just because I feel like for a while, I don't know, it's definitely a practice of noticing this pressure that we put on ourselves. And I can speak for myself, like, when we set these goals really high, like if you're wanting to become a dietitian or get a degree or anything like that, thinking that having this success or succeeding with this goal is going to have us feel really fulfilled, and that's not necessarily the case. And since I graduated school, I've been feeling a lot of pressure on myself to live up to society's expectations of what, yes, there's a very loud airplane going by. I do apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. Let's just not react because we hear it. Thank you. Amazing. That's kind of how I handle a lot of things that go off in my mind sometimes. A practice of noticing negative thought patterns creeping up and just telling them, thank you, I hear you, and I'm actually going to teach you how to do that right now. So with pressure, as I said before, this is a practice. Like, muscles take working out first with the light weights before we get to the heavy weights to make us stronger, right? And I do want to shout out to my really good friend, life coach Brandolyn Tebow, who teaches a lot about this stuff and who I learned a lot of this from. I've become a lot more interested in nourishing my mind with healthy thoughts than with nutrition and food. While nutrition and food is so essential to feed ourselves with, of course, to feed every single cell of our bodies, like making sure we are eating a whole foods plant-based diet, that way that we can set ourselves up to feel our best and perform our best and feel like we are a part of something bigger than ourselves, really taking care of this planet and our fellow animals and creatures out here, So yes, definitely plant-based diet is the way to go. However, that's only one piece of the puzzle. We need to make sure we are nourishing ourselves in other ways with plenty of sleep and doing things that we enjoy and having loving connections in our lives and being able to watch videos like this and learn about how to release pressure, which, there is a lot we can do with nutrition to help our mindset, but there's a lot more that we can do as well. So I just want to point out too that I do believe that our world is a reflection of our beliefs and our belief systems, and I am super grateful for my living situation and what I do have. And I want to point out that I do take responsibility and that we are not victims where we are. And we can believe we are victims, we can believe we're not, we can believe that there's something that we can change and that we can do about things. And I choose to take that perspective. So things that haven't manifested in my life that I want to manifest, there's probably some limiting beliefs or some things that I believe that are holding me back from attaining what I want to attain. But anyways, I have 7 things written down that I want to help you to relieve your pressure. Number 1, yes, this is a practice, as I said like 10 times. Number 2, what we believe is a reflection. So let's just take a second to get to number 3. I believe that pressure is an obstacle preventing us from succeeding. And I believe that pressure doesn't feel good. So pressure to be the perfect student, pressure to be the perfect daughter, to look good, to be happy, to have a clean room, putting pressure on ourselves to be the best version of ourselves and to keep going and going and going and going sometimes feels like a lot, and it makes my heart not feel good. It just doesn't feel good in my body. And the more pressure that I put on myself, I thought that that would lead me to success. I thought that the more pressure I put on myself, the better. Whereas that's actually counterproductive. I noticed that the more pressure I put on myself, the more I wanted to binge out on food, and the more I was not sleeping enough, and the more I was burning out and getting sick and not being able to help people. And just recognizing that putting more pressure on myself really makes it impossible for me to see the infinite joy and possibility that exists right now in this moment. So just noticing that there is so much joy and excitement and possibility for us in every single moment, and that pressure kind of distracts us from that. Just noticing that helps me to realize, okay, pressure, like, I see you, and I'm actually going to change my perspective and say that this pressure is not productive. So number 4 is that it's not productive, and we don't have to have this pressure. And the way that I also practice this is making it a choice. So noticing that I choose to do all of these things and have these jobs or whatever I'm doing because I want to live here. I want to be a part of society. I want to have money and be generous with people. I want to take care of my body. Therefore, I choose to eat healthy foods. I choose to go do these things, and it's not as obligatory. It's not as much of an obligation when I come from the perspective that I get to do this and I want to do this. It really creates more space in my mind to be able to appreciate and enjoy what's going on in my life. So I really hope that helps you. I get to do my homework. I get to learn about these things. I get to go to class and meet all of these people. Maybe it helps us to complain a little bit less. Number 5. This is one that I've really, really been working on lately. This is such a practice for me, is letting it be there and talking to it and noticing it. So instead of taking this pressure that's put on us from our teachers, our parents, or whatever it is, I feel like I'm talking to students, but really with anything, instead of stuffing down the pressure with food or alcohol or drugs, or letting it build up and build up and build up, and then you have this like outrage, like this is crazy, like I can't take this anymore. And instead of having that kind of a situation where you're like binge eating or something like that, maybe we can say, okay, pressure, I feel you. Like literally, like go to the bathroom, like look in the toilet and say like, I feel you, pressure. And like I build it up in my brain. And like my brother actually taught me this, like when I was having a nightmare and I was having all these scary thoughts, he told me to think all of the scary thoughts, and literally like throw them away, like whether it's in the trash can, in the toilet, like out the window, like just like literally like pretend to be throwing something. And he had me pretend to throw these thoughts in the toilet and slam the toilet seat and flush the scary thoughts down the toilet. And that's actually super helpful, like either writing it down, just acknowledging that we are feeling these things, and like maybe talking to somebody about it, like talking to a friend, talking to a relative, say like, I feel all of this pressure right now, instead of like trying to bury it and ignore it, like actually noticing how we're feeling and what our needs are is a really, really important practice to tap into. So like letting ourselves feel these things and having it be okay and say, I feel this pressure, and I just like, I hear the plane going by, and that's fantastic, thank you. I'm going to move on and record my video. I'm going to go about my life and notice the infinite joy and possibility that exists right now. And of course, it's easier said than done. Like I get wrapped up in pressure that I put on myself for sure too. And usually it happens when I neglect to take care of myself and I haven't been sleeping enough and I haven't had time to go to yoga or meditate or like be with my own thoughts, and all of a sudden I have all this pressure on myself, and it reminds me to inhale, exhale, thank you, pressure, I feel you, and there's a lot going on right now that is so beautiful, and I'm not gonna let that, you get it. Release other people's beliefs, number 6. So in the world right now, people believe that it's necessary to be stressed out, under pressure, and work out like crazy, stay up all night like crazy to be successful or to get what you want in life. And I'm going to actively choose not to believe that. I'm going to actively choose that it's okay to have a good day every day. I'm going to actively choose to believe that it is possible for us to enjoy our lives, to have fun and be relaxed, and be successful and accomplish our goals and dreams. I'm going to believe that it's possible that we can be like at peace and work really hard and be excited about it and not have to have all this pressure. So other people's expectations and other people's judgments and other people's realities can seriously rub off on us and dwindle us down. And I invite you to be a light that says, actually, I love my life and I'm not staying up all night and I'm totally fine and happy with what I have right now. Like, how beautiful would that be if people did more of that instead of all of this chasing and trying to do this and complaining about that, you know? Like, let's just chill for a sec and be that, shine that light in the dark, and let's like be those people that are actually okay with where we're at with our bodies and with our jobs and with ourselves, and like let that be okay. Like right now it seems like it's not okay, but it is. Like, let's create that. And lastly, where do our expectations come from? Like, society builds all these expectations so that we go buy this product so that we feel better, so that we go do this thing, so that we, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like marketing and everything makes us feel like we need something outside of ourselves to be okay and to be successful. And that's not the case. Like, it all comes from inside, you know? So I invite us both to like think for a second, like, why do I feel like what would it even look like for me to accomplish my goals? Like, I feel like where I'm at right now is actually a dream come true. It was once a dream, and now it's come true, and I'm still chasing for something outside of myself. Like, I want to give up that mindset and just be like, wow, like, I'm here and it's great, and and every single day there's always, like, by no means am I an expert. If there's anything that I learned getting my master's degree, is that there's so much we don't know and that I don't know. But you know what I mean? I just think that letting go of these expectations and recognizing that where we're at is like actually pretty amazing and awesome. And being gentle with ourselves and forgiving ourselves and like actually loving ourselves like a friend, like a daughter, like a relative would love ourselves. Because, like, you know, we talk to ourselves like such assholes sometimes. We're like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Like, I would never say that to my best friend. And it's about time that we started talking to ourselves like we respected ourselves and accepted ourselves and loved ourselves. So I'm really noticing what my thoughts are to myself, and like, it's a practice. I'm not perfect. Actually, I'm not going to put that out there. I'm perfect. Let's put it out there. Lastly, doing our best is succeeding. And this is honestly me. Let's be honest. I'm talking to myself right now. Like, if this helps one person, I'm so fantastic. Like, I'm so happy about that. And like, yeah, I want to help a lot of people. And if this helps one person, like, I'll be so happy. And like, I really feel like success isn't anything more than good effort and positive intention behind it. And like, let's just recognize that. Let's not have to be like this insane, like, you know what I mean? Let's take away the pressure. You're doing absolutely wonderfully. We're both just, you know, doing what we can with what we have, and that's a success in itself. And let's just take care of ourselves and like live a little, like laugh it off. My dad's definition of success, I was like, Dad, how are you successful? Like, what are your tips from success? And he literally laughed, and he was like having a sense of humor. Like, when was the last time you just like rolled on the floor laughing your butt off? Like, that is success to me. The greatest wealth is health, you know? Like, health, happiness, you know, a friend. These are all very important things that people overlook. You know, you can invent your own definition of success and your own definition of why put pressure on yourself. So I thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, I am a registered dietitian. I really do love nerding out about the power of food, the power it has to heal our bodies and save the world. Hit me up at vitamin.katie, Katie, on Instagram. I'll leave some more contact info down below. And let me know what you'd like to see. Do you like me like talking about stuff like this? I don't know. It's just really fun to connect on here. So let's go save the world and invent our own definition of success. Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful, incredible, wonderful life. It is possible. Let's believe it. All right? Much love. Bye.